Hello my dear students, once again I welcome you all to your Civics online class. So in today's class we will be doing the 5th chapter of your Civics portion, that is known as elections. Elections, as we all know, is a very simple as well as it is very topic which is very much related with every citizens of India, where we see that how the representatives are being elected or they are being seen under different circumstances, or the topic that how the election is being run in our India in a very proper way. And for that we see that how the Chief Election Commissioner along with his 2 election commissioners plays a very important role in order to deploy lots of paramilitary forces, so that there should not be any such kind of chaos or any such kind of riots in a particular area. So let's start the class. So talking about the first, what is exactly the meaning of election? Election is actually a process of selecting or electing representatives, which actually comes under the article number 326, which the government of India gives a right to every citizens of India on the basis of universal adult franchise or suffrage, that if they have got the age of 18 and above, they can come and they can cast their vote to any of the representatives, those who have been elected. And even we see during the election process that how the secret ballot system plays a very important role, where such kind of panel is being made by the Chief Election Commissioner under the supervision with so many kinds of election commissioner, and that plays a very unique role for conducting the election in a very fair way. Next we focus on why the election is very much necessary in a democratic nation. As we all know that India is a democratic nation, which mainly says that citizens are being given a right to cast vote. It is also known as a republic. India is a secular country. India is a sovereign country, and lots of topics are being focused for the citizens as well as for the nation itself. But here we mainly focus at how an expression of sovereignty, because through elections individual citizens wants that he or she wanted that kind of representative or that kind of people who can really work all the problems of their areas or in their zone in a very proper way, and that also plays a very important role. Second, talking about the basic right of the people, election is being given by the government of India, that every citizen has got the right to come and just cast their vote, either it is a direct election or it is a indirect election. Next, focusing on the third point, which talks about the features of democracy, because when we see that how the constitution was made in the year of 1950, lots of points was been highlighted by respective leaders, and it took nearly 3 years to complete the constitution. But on the basis also that if India is a democratic nation, definitely a feature or definitely a characteristic also has to be put into effect, so that citizens should know what is exactly the meaning, what is exactly the power or the function of election. Next, talking about the citizenship responsible. Definitely, because when the election is being conducted, either a direct election or indirect election, based on that how the citizens are being given a chance or an opportunity to come and cast vote. But on the basis we see that how it also makes them more responsible, because through their votes, through their proper valuable votes, we see a particular representatives is taken a place as a main leader of that post. Next, focusing on the link, that how the election also acts as a link or as a channel between the government of India and the people. It also shows the relation between the government and the people through the vote that they have been putting on those kinds of representatives, whoever they feel the best for the work that they will be doing in their area or zone. Next, focusing on the election commission. Election commissioner plays a very important role on the topic of election, because whenever an election is being done after a gap of 5 years or after a gap of 6 years, Chief Election Commissioner, he or she is the one who is being assisted by 2 election commissioners for at least 6 years or till they attain the age of 65 years of age, and overall the work, the procedure, the process of conducting a fair election mode, what are the paramilitaries that they will be trying to deploy, or what kind of proper ways or new kinds of technology or techniques would be set up. Overall the ideas, overall the work are being conducted through them. And the election commission mainly comes under the article number 324. But here we see that how the Chief Election Commissioner is appointed by the first citizen of India, that is the President. The President of India appoints the Chief Election Commissioner, which comes under his or her executive powers, and later on the two election commissioner, he or she is also been appointed by the President but with the advice of the Chief Election Commissioner of India. And at present we see that Sunil Arora, he is the Chief Election Commissioner of India, and he is being assisted by two election commissioner known as Sushil Chandra as well as Ashok Lavasa. So they are also the two members or the election commissioner who also assist, supervise, giving lots of advice, ideas to the Chief Election Commissioner of India. Next, focusing on the qualification. When we talk about the qualification of election commissioner, we all know the basic qualification or criteria, that is he or she should be a citizen of India. After that we see the age barrier for at least 35 years and above, and next focusing that their name should not be any in the criminal list, or there should not be any such kind of like proclaimed offender, and so many qualifications are also highlighted on the topic of election commissioner. Term or for how many years the Chief Election Commissioner have been appointed. So normally it is for 6 years or the age of 65 years. Whichever comes early, the Chief Election Commissioner or the Election Commissioner, they have to resign or they will be removed from the post, and a new recruit will be done by the President of India. Next also we will focus on the removal, that how the Chief Election Commissioner or the other two election commissioner are also been removed if they are been found misbehavior doing in the court or doing in the work or in any such kind of meeting followed by incapacity, or if they are trying to go against the constitutions, laws and orders, they are been removed. And on that basis we see that two houses of parliament, Lok Sabha also known as lower house and Rajya Sabha also known as upper house, with the 2/3 majority members, they just show their credibility to just suspend or just to remove the Chief Election Commissioner or the Election Commissioner of India. And finally the President of India takes a lead role in order to remove or terminate those election officers. Next, focusing on the last topic, that is known as functions. What are exactly the functions of election commissioner? After they have been appointed for 6 years or they attend till the age of 65 years, what are also the work or the duties or the functions that they have to show for the overall nation's development? First we see that how the preparation of electoral rolls are also been done under the supervision of the Chief Election Commissioner. They are just deal with those kinds of topics, that how it can be in a very fair mode of way. Next, focusing on the supervision of election. Wherever the election is being conducted in the through all the parts of Indian subcontinent, either it's a direct election or indirect election, based on that how the eye has to be kept by those officers by deploying lots of paramilitary forces, or by seeing that all the workout are being done in a proper way or not. There should not be any such kind of violence, there should not be any kind of chaos or riots. Just to avoid all those kinds of things, paramilitary as well as the fair mode of work also has to be done, and that also comes under the functions of election commissioner. And the last topic, that is not last point, that is known as the registration of political parties. Whenever we see the different political parties in India, mainly it has been divided into two types of political parties. One is known as the regional political party, and the second is known as the national political party. So when the political party, they just want to enroll their name for any such kind of election that is being conducted after a month or after 6 months, they have to enroll their political party's name with the slogans, with the tagline, or even with the symbols or any such kind of that is been related with their party's member. And that is also been done by the Chief Election Commissioner, who is being assisted by the two Commissioner of the Election Department. So hope you have understood for today's topic whatever the explanation or whatever the summary wise I gave you related with the election topic. Till then, stay safe. Thank you. God bless.